phones from Xiaomi, one with the MIUI, one with the Android One program. That's the stock Android. So we are talking about two phones that are landing in the mid-range pricing, but we expect one of them to be in the budget segment now because the other phone, the Pro variant of this one, is going to be in the mid-range. The Redmi Note 8 is soon going to launch in India, and the Xiaomi Mi A3 is already available in the market. So in this video, we are going to compare these two phones. We'll let you know quickly about what are the major differences. If you're looking out for the Redmi Note 8, if you should wait for it or you should already get the Mi A3, that's the question here. So let's start with the comparison. So if you are someone who cares about the size a lot, it should be the Xiaomi Mi A3, your choice clearly. And also with the toughening of the glass, because it's a glass back, they have to give that Gorilla Glass 5, and they did. With the color, actually the white color here actually looks much better on the Redmi Note 8 when compared to the Xiaomi Mi A3. But the design is not only about the colors. There are things that are important, such as the material that is used, the size of the phone. So that's where I felt that the Mi A3 is much more comfortable to hold and use. With the display here, it's kind of a 50-50 choice. It's IPS LCD on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8. It's IPS LCD, but it's a full HD plus panel. In comparison to that, the Xiaomi Mi A3 actually has a Super AMOLED display and a Super AMOLED with the HD plus resolution. So that's quite a compromise done by Xiaomi, and that's where we felt that Xiaomi should have given a full HD plus panel and should have ended all the stories here. Because if this was a full HD plus panel, I would have recommended this phone to many users because of the fact that it is that full HD resolution that matters to people. Super AMOLED still is something that not everyone would want to have in their hands, and not many would actually really care about it in this price range at least. So here it's Super AMOLED, but it's HD plus, not full HD plus. 720 into 1560 pixels. Again, with the benchmark, it's not hugely different. It's almost the same score that you're getting on both the phones, and you have different variants as well: 4 plus 64, 6 plus 64, 6 plus 128 in the different options. But here with the expansion of the storage, you get a dedicated microSD card slot on the Redmi Note 8, while you have a hybrid one on the Xiaomi Mi A3. So you'll have to compromise with one of the SIM card slots in case you want to expand the storage. And if you got the 64GB variant and are using it for a long term, 64GB really won't be enough, because out of that you would get about 52GB as the user available storage. Next, with the MIUI versus stock Android, obviously it's a personal choice. It's always a personal choice about the UI or the interface that you want. If you want a really clean UI and interface, it would be the stock Android. But again, stock Android misses out on all the important features that these custom interfaces offer. Not just the MIUI, even ColorOS, FunTouch OS, these kind of customized interfaces, they offer quite a lot of things, such as the Mi AI, also the notification and status bar changes. There's dual apps, the gaming modes, the light mode, these kind of things, they're not offered in the stock Android. So that's where users might miss out on. But still, if you wanted a clean and a neat UI, it's the stock Android here. So it's dependent on your personal choice. With the cameras, they are almost similar. They're just almost similar because of the same sensor. Next one being the 8 megapixel 13mm wide angle lens with the f2.2 aperture. Third one is the f2.4 2 megapixel camera for the depth sensing, which I would say still is not up to the mark when you talk about the portrait shots on both the phones. Not one of them, both of them. Still, they have a depth sensor offered here, but there's a fourth camera on the Redmi Note 8, which is the dedicated macro sensor. Macro lens is given here. Macro lens is for those close-up shots. If you want to take something very close and with proper details, the 2 megapixel camera here would help you with that. So the Xiaomi Mi A3 does not have that. So there's a quad camera setup on the Redmi Note 8, which is something new again in the budget range. Realme 5 already has a similar kind of a 4 camera setup, but Realme 5 does not have the IMX586 sensor. It's a 12 megapixel camera there. Here we have a proper camera that has does the job of great photography. Next, with the selfie cameras, again a difference in the resolution, quite a good difference with the resolution here. 13 megapixel selfie camera for the Redmi Note 8, and there's a 32 megapixel selfie camera for the Xiaomi Mi A3. So you're getting high resolution selfies on the Mi A3, and also they are well detailed. It's not that it's not well detailed. They are both the phones are doing quite well with the selfies, but we felt that the better resolution is, the better would be the quality retained or the details taken into the picture, which you can crop into if you want to and still have some good details retained there. So with the selfie camera, I would give a point to the Xiaomi Mi A3. With the batteries 4000 mAh on the Redmi Note 8, 4030 mAh on the Xiaomi Mi A3, and also with the fast charging, both have the 18 watt fast charge support, both have the Type-C port, they have the speaker grill towards the bottom, and also the headphone jack is present towards the bottom on the Redmi Note 8. On the top on the Xiaomi Mi A3, both of them have the IR blaster, so Xiaomi hasn't compromised on those kind of things anywhere except for the SIM card slot or the micro SD card slot, but otherwise they are quite similar. There's a notch on the top of both the phones, and just above that you see the earpiece grill, and towards the bottom there's quite a similar chin, though it's smaller on the Redmi Note 8, but the phone is larger because we missed out talking about the screen size, 6.3 inch versus 6.01 inch. So again, the comfort levels are better on this one, but you get a better viewability or a larger screen on the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8. And the final point is about the fingerprint sensor. The Xiaomi Mi A3 has an in-display fingerprint sensor, while the Redmi Note 8 has it on the back of the phone. So again, the latest technology, if you're someone who wants to boast using one of the latest technologies, it takes time in recognizing and unlocking your phone. It's unlike most of the other in-display fingerprint sensors we have used in the market, but still you got a feature if you want to use it, and it's one of the latest features. You have been seeing the rear fingerprint sensors, and they work really well on most of these phones. So it's speed versus the latest technology. It's speeder on this one, but it's not in-display fingerprint sensor on it, and it's in-display on the Xiaomi Mi A3. So these are the major differences between the two phones. I would say if you're someone who's looking forward to the Redmi Note 8, you should look forward to a better resolution of the display and a macro camera that is given here. And also the other difference here would be with the larger screen. That's it. There's no other difference because it's a plastic body versus a glass body. Again, this phone has an in-display fingerprint sensor, it has stock Android, and those kind of things are present on this one as well. If you're someone who still looks forward to the changes and the price, which is very important here, 13,000 rupees for the Mi A3, and we expect the Redmi Note 8 to be aggressively priced around 11,000 or 10,000 rupees. If that is the price it lands at, I would surely give the Redmi Note 8 a choice over the Xiaomi Mi A3. Anyone who's asking me for a phone between these two, I would blindly recommend the Redmi Note 8 if it comes down at a price of under 13,000 rupees. So this was the comparison between the Xiaomi Redmi Note 8 and the Xiaomi Mi A3. I hope you like this video. If you do, share and subscribe to Gizmo Times for more. Thanks for watching, and see you in the next video.